All right, coming up next. Thanks, Jordan. There's an emotional goodbye in a minute. Huge revelations in EastEnders. Sharon Marshall is here with all that gossip.
Yeah, and then also we have Debbie Webster, who is set to leave the Cobbles in a heartbreaking storyline. We've got Corrie star Sue Devaney, who's going to be revealing the big decision that she made about that exit, and that's all coming up right after this.
Best of luck with that now. Our Queen of Soap, Sharon Marshall, is with us now on the sofa. Before we get the latest soap gossip, we're going to go live to the Rovers to chat to one of Weatherfield's feistiest residents.
Yes, now Debbie Webster has kept her neighbours in check on and off for 40 years, but recently she's actually noticed a few worrying changes. So tonight, she's going to receive some devastating news.
I'm going to refer you to a neurologist for some tests.
What kind of tests?
Cognitive tests. They'll probably give you an MRI as well.
Cognitive tests? What do you think's wrong with me?
I'm not in a position to make a concrete diagnosis, hence the referral.
Right, but you must have some kind of idea. I need to know. Please, I can handle it. Tell me, just tell me what it is. Is it epilepsy, cancer, a brain tumour? Please, doctor. Please, I just want to know.
My concern is that the body of your symptoms, together with the TIA, might indicate the early onset of dementia.
Well, as we get ready to watch this tragic storyline play out, Corrie star Sue Devaney is joining us now. She plays Debbie. Sue, I mean, this is clearly such a powerful storyline, one that will resonate with so many viewers as well. So how did you feel when you knew that your character was going to have this sort of devastating diagnosis?
There was mixed emotions, really, because as I love playing Debbie and I love the character of Debbie. So when you've got a storyline like dementia, you know that character is going to change. And it was a lot to take on. Yeah, it was a lot to take on. But, you know, it's a fantastic story and it's an important story to tell. So I thought, you know what, I need to roll up my sleeves and I need to crack on. Get it done.
Do you know what? You're so right. It is such an important story to tell. We've been talking about it earlier on today, inspired by your character. We had our phone in about it. You know, Sian has personal knowledge of it. It's a huge responsibility, and I know you're a little resident to start with, but it's important you want to do it justice, right?
I think so. And I think as an actor, you know that, because if it was a drama or a play, you have a beginning, middle and end. But with soap, you don't. So you're playing this character for however long with an illness, and you don't know the journey of it really until you get the scripts. So I was frightened a little bit, yeah. I was frightened about if I could do it, you know, the responsibility.
Yeah.
And do you think it's important that we show someone like your character, Debbie, suffering with dementia? Because there's so much misinformation. A lot of people just associate it with an old person's disease.
Yeah, because I didn't really know about early onset dementia.
No.
I know of dementia, Alzheimer's, but, you know, somebody getting it in the 50s, you think it's rare, but actually with the research that I'm doing, it's just like dementia, you know. And so I think it is important. And also, you know, people don't want to see somebody, you know, a strong northern woman being, having an illness like dementia, but it happens. So I think it is an important story to tell, yeah.
And Sue, you know, the soaps and Corrie in particular do those storylines so well. So how does it work? Do you sit down with the writers when they tell you this is the way the story's going to go for Debbie and you plot it out, or you know, do you get special training for it? How does it work on the ground?
Not really, no. I mean, you know, with story ideas that come up, you sit down with the producer and, like Kate said to me, we've got this story for Debbie. It's going to be, you know, we're going to really research it thoroughly and this is what we want to do with your character. I have said to Kate, because this story is ongoing for we don't know how long, I don't want to know what's coming up. I just want to get the scripts and be able to do it there and then. Yeah. Just because it is so long, and I'd rather just know when I'm filming it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think what also is quite realistic, is that if I'm right in thinking, your character, Debbie, tonight, when she gets the diagnosis, because there's so much going on with the family already, am I right in thinking she's got to keep it a bit of a secret?
Yeah, because Debbie goes to the doctors. I mean, fortunately for Debbie, she's, you know, she's got a bit of money, so she can afford to go privately. So she sees the doctor, and she thinks it's just going to be like, oh yeah, you know, change your HRT, up your medication for your menopause, or, you know, maybe it's, you know, I don't know, headache tablets or something for migraines. She walks away from that knowing that, you know, the doctor says it might be dementia, and I think when she gets that diagnosis, she just thinks, OK, I'm going to carry on for as long as possible, doing what I do best, telling everybody what to do, being the glue of the family, and not have anybody know about it. She's keeping it to herself, because I think she's just in shock as well. You know, it's devastating for her.
I wanted to ask about the fans, if I could, Sue, as well, because, I mean, I think this is going to be such a fantastic, powerful storyline, but the fans have started petitions saying, you know, please, you know, let's save Debbie. We don't want her to go. What's been your reaction reading that?
I feel like really emotional about it, because, you know, you play a character and you don't really know if that character's popular, or if you know, and Debbie being so feisty, you know, you think people might go, oh, she's a bit bossy. But it's really touched me, actually. It's really, really touched me. And I'm not very good on social media and things like that, but friends send me things saying, oh, look how popular Debbie is. I think, oh, right, I've done my job there then, yeah.
Oh, well, it's because you're so relatable, and people with the soaps, you connect so much, you feel like you do know you. You know, even if it is know you as Debbie rather than Sue, people feel like they know Debbie, don't they?
Yeah, well, also, you know, with a character like Debbie, she's so... I mean, I've based her on all the strong northern women that I grew up with, you know, and what the writers let me do is put in little sayings like, what are you doing standing there like cheese at fourpence? And, you know, and my... Yeah, just the, you know, you know, I'll have to go, I've got a chicken in the oven. And, oh, she's on fedger. And it's all sayings that my mum used to say, you know.
I think she's going to be, you're going to do it fantastically. I'm going to be sobbing through this, but I'm glad it's you. And I think you're going to do it fantastically well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sue.
Thank you.
Obviously, Coronation Street will continue tonight at 8 p.m. on ITV.